Now what is going on, ladies, gentlemen, and my Tiberious tribe on Patreon? Today we are going to take a look at quite possibly the sexiest pistol ever made. We have a Staccato P Duo with a loophole Delta Point Pro and an Enforce Wild 2, and I must say I really think this is the sexiest pistol ever. Before we get started, I need to ask you guys, what did you think of that intro? I became friends with Anvil Media, a couple directors and videographers, and they've been helping me record some content, and they put that introduction together real quick for me. But I really would like to know, honest opinion, what you guys think of that intro. Drop it down in the comments. So a few months back, I was asked by Staccato if I wanted to join the Staccato library. And the Staccato library is certain reviewers online will have access to Staccato pistols for review, and then you give them back when you're done. And they may or may not put that review on the Staccato website. So when Staccato reached out to me and asked me to be part of the Staccato library, saying I was flattered and overwhelmed would be an understatement. I was absolutely blown away that they would ask a pretty small channel here. I only have, at the time I'm recording this, like 5,100 followers. They would ask me to be part of the Staccato library. I was absolutely honored to join, receive that privilege, that honor. With that said, I promise, guys, I will still try to be as objective as possible, tell you all of the pros and all of the cons of every Staccato pistol I review. They are great pistols, but like anything, there's always pros and cons. With all of that said, this pistol actually did not come from Staccato, but I wanted to be open and honest with you guys. This particular pistol was lent to me by my friend JCO Actual on Instagram. He let me borrow this pistol and a whole bunch of magazines and the loophole Delta Point Pro, which is greatly appreciated. Now this particular Staccato P Duo is a 2020 model. In the past I've reviewed a 2019 model. One of the differences is going to be the grip. The 2019 had a tree bark style grip that I do like the texture and the feel of the tree bark, but I like the aesthetics of these G2 type grips. Another difference is the full-length dust cover. The 2019 had the full-length dust cover, and if you could see here on this one ends a little bit short, doesn't go all the way out. I do prefer the aesthetics of that one, and also the recoil system and recoil springs a little different, but I'll show you that when we open the pistols up. As always, we're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. The magazines are extremely high quality. They come with one 17-round magazine and two 20-round magazines. So even though they're high quality, they are not cheap. I'm seeing these right now at the time I'm recording this video for around $70 or so. So even though these magazines are not cheap, they are very high quality and very durable. Another difference between these and the previous versions are the base pads are now metal, where some of the previous ones had plastic base pads, and they did have some issues flying off, I read. I didn't have those problems, but it is something I read. These metal ones are good to go, and I'm going to assume they're going to be a lot more durable as well. The 20-round magazine right here has a little tiny indent, and so does the magwell on the pistol itself. Is an indent there. So when you have that magazine inserted with that little indent on the magazine and the magazine inwell, it gives you a good place to grip and rip that magazine. If you have a double feed and you have to rip that magazine out, it gives you a good little spot to kind of index and pull that magazine out. The magwell is fine, no issues with the magwell. You can take it off if you don't want the magwell on your pistol, and there's a lot of aftermarket accessories if you don't like this particular magwell. I see no reason to take it off, but you absolutely can if you want to. Maybe conceal carry, especially if you carry appendix and you don't want the magwell to print. That would probably be the only reason I can think of. Like I said in the intro, the grips are different from the previous version. They're a plastic G2 style grips. Aesthetically, they're beautiful. I think they are a very nice set of looking grips. They're not as aggressive as the previous tree bark style grips. that I like the feel of the previous ones a lot better. But the grip shape is fantastic. It points super natural. My friend from Anvil Media, when he shot this gun, he said it's mindless. And I said, what do you mean by it's mindless? He goes, I don't have to think about it like some guns. The gun feels comfortable, it points comfortable, the grip is everything is right where it should be, and it feels good. So that's kind of how I'll describe this grip. Now, if you like the old grip, you can have them swapped out. You can send the gun to Staccato, and they can swap out the old grip with the new one. And there's some aftermarket parts and accessories out there and places you can send the grip to either have it switched out or to have somebody stipple it. So the mag releases on these guns are good. They're a little small, but not too small where you can't reach it. It is a very, very good size, and it's in a very good location that I never accidentally press or ride on that mag release. It is reversible for you lefties if you want to switch it to the other side, and I can almost reach it without readjusting my grip. Being it is a very large double stack full size gun, most of the time I can't quite reach that mag release with my baby hands, so I do have to slightly adjust my grip. And as you can see, that mag release shoots those mags out, so if you're using it for competition or even self-defense, you don't have to worry about stripping that mag. They definitely drop freely. The trigger is solid. The trigger is really, really good. It's about a 4-pound trigger, and I wouldn't really want it to be any lighter than that. This is pushed as a duty style pistol, and clearly you could use this for competitions and self-defense and duty and home defense and whatever else you want. But being it is geared for duty, I wouldn't want the trigger to be any lighter than it is. I'm sure the higher end race guns from Staccato have lighter triggers, but this one at 4 pounds, in my opinion, is just about where it should be. So as you see here, you have a tiny bit of take up, just a little bit, a very clean, crisp, nice break on the trigger, and then the reset is very, very short. So if you're like me and you like to reset that trigger on recoil and never really take your finger off of the trigger as you're shooting, this is a perfect gun to reset the trigger under recoil to get ready for that next shot, because that reset is fairly short. I took the Enforce light off of here just so you could see what the rail looks like real quick. Again, it's not a full length dust cover like the old one. You see this little space at the end where there is no rail. The old one had a rail all the way to the end. You do have one single cutout, and I did test a few Enforce lights, and all of them worked on here no problem. Before we continue, now that looks better. Again, now on this pistol you have 2 manual safeties. You have a grip safety right here and a traditional manual safety that you see on most, if not all, 1911s and 2011s. The grip safety is good. There's really no way to grip the pistol without depressing that button, so it's going to be almost impossible. Some people worry with grip safeties you won't be pulling the grip safety down correctly and you go to fire and the gun won't work. I don't see a way where if you have any bit of a normal grip where you're going to do that on this pistol. Now as far as the manual safety here, it is solid. I don't traditionally carry a gun with a safety, but this one is very easy to swipe on and off with your thumb on either hand because it is ambi and it is the same size on both sides of the pistol. The tension is good, the feel's great. Never been an issue just to swipe that safety down and then keep my hand on top of it as I'm shooting. No issues, no problems there. Let's talk about the slide release. If you have ever seen any of my pistol reviews, you probably know I am a slide release junkie. I'm proud of it. I use that as a slide release on every single pistol, and I normally say if I can't reach that slide release, I won't carry or shoot the pistol. It's just not for me. That's so important. I don't like coming over the top. I like using that as a slide release with the thumb on my strong hand. Being everything else is so nice on this gun, if this was mine, I would absolutely make an exception. I would carry this gun every day. I would take it to competitions. This would probably be the only gun, home defense as well. This would probably be the only gun that I gave any attention to because everything else is so nice. So, being you probably can't reach the slide release, slide stop with your thumb on your right hand unless you are like absolute monster hands like Hagrid. You're going to need to do one of 2 different things. when the slide locks to the rear, you can simply pull back on the slide and send the slide forward. Probably not by the optic like I just did, but that is one option for you. The other option, what I do is when I put the magazine in, I come up with the thumb on my support hand and I send the slide forward that way. Maybe it's like a quarter of a second slower than using the slide release with the thumb on my right hand, but not completely the end of the world, even though for me, not being able to reach that slide release is definitely a bummer. So the front and rear serrations on this pistol are not only very, very aesthetically pleasing, but they're also very, very effective at helping you rack the slide. Whether you come over the top or underneath or here or there, it doesn't matter. Those serrations will definitely help you out, even if your hands are sweaty, muddy, bloody. It doesn't hurt that the slide rides so smooth on the frame. Like, I wish you could feel this if you haven't felt the Staccato. For a somewhat mass-produced gun in the 2000-ish price range, the fit and finish is very, very good. Now, the sights that come with it are suppressor height sights, which is great because they will co-witness with a loophole JPoint Pro like we have here. The front is normally a green fiber optic front sight, which is good because it will, if you have a red fiber optic with a red dot, you may, under stress, mix those up. So I thought it was really good that Staccato put that green dot in there with the red dot of the pistol. Now this particular one has a black fiber optic front sight because my buddy JC Actual, who let me borrow this pistol, knows even more that if you have a black fiber optic, you won't see it unless you really, really need to if you have a problem with your red dot. The rear sight is a blacked out with some serrations on the back, which is perfect. That's exactly what I like in my pistols as well. Now the optic system is pretty interesting. It's the Dawson Universal Optic System is what it's called. If you have a loophole JPoint Pro or Sig Romeo 1 Pro or Pro 1, I always mix both of those up, I'm sorry. But if you have either one of those red dots, they're going to mount directly to the slide of this pistol without any accessory plates, which is good because it gets the optic as low as possible, and that's just much easier for you to find the dot. Now, if you are an RMR fan or an SRO, or you want to run a Holosun or anything like that, it does come with this accessory plate, so you can add in any of those red dots that I mentioned before. It is a metal plate, which is great. I'm always very, very leery of the plastic accessory plates. It does have the built-in rear sight, which you can swap out and drift out if you don't want it, but it is a great optic system that Staccato uses. A lot of people, you see a lot of JPoint Pros on these because they go right to the slide without that accessory plate. Just that little, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or whatever it is really rises that RMR or SRO or Holosun red dot higher, and it definitely messes with your mechanics. This is just super, super natural. Like, that dot is right there the second I present every time. So that's why you see so many JPoint Pros on Staccatos. That plus the huge window of the JPoint, that never hurts either. Taking this pistol down is not difficult at all. Most 1911s and 2011s, you need like armorer's degree and to watch 10 YouTube videos, and that's definitely not the case with this one. I'll see if I can show you here, but right behind the takedown lever, right behind the cutout for the takedown, there's another tiny little cutout. And all we're going to do is pull the slide to the rear so that little cutout lines up with the slide release. So let me pull it to the back. Oh, my eyes are getting terrible. And then on this side, I'm going to push the slide release out, pull it straight out, and here's our slide release. Simple as that. One of the easiest 2011s to take apart. You don't have to pull the trigger. It comes off. Simple as that. Let's take a look at the frame. Very, very beefy rails. Everything with Staccato, as you would expect, is just very high-end, very nicely done. Now this is the unique part of this pistol. How you take it down. It's a very cool, very unique toolless design. So we're going to push the recoil spring out the front of the pistol here. Oh, I lost my grip. And then, I don't know if I can get you to even see this. We're going to push this button. My camera died again. This is the 3rd video in a row that I did not put a fresh battery in my camera, and the camera battery died as I was recording. So I apologize. I'll do better next time. Anyway, we're going to push that guide rod out the front of the pistol, and we're going to push this little lever right here on the guide rod up and bring it in, and it actually locks the recoil spring open. Once you have it like that, you can push it back forward. Oh, I messed it up. Once you have it locked like that, you just pull the recoil spring and guide rod straight out. It is a metal guide rod with obviously the recoil spring is built into it. I couldn't think of that word, but this is pretty cool. How I don't think anyone else uses this. I think this is a Staccato thing. If there is anyone else uses it, let me know. But I've never seen anyone use it before. The barrel is a 4.4 inch bull barrel. All we're going to do is slide that out the front of the pistol. I'm fumbling everything today, dropping everything. It has a nice flare at the end. It is a bull barrel. Staccato barrels are extremely nice, high quality, nice polished feed ramps, and I don't bother shooting accuracy tests with these things because pretty much every pistol I shoot is going to be more accurate than me, so I don't even bother. But again, everything, the fit and finish and everything on this pistol is extremely nice. Now, as far as the dimensions, we'll take a look at those right here. Now, there is two versions of the Staccato P. The non-optic system is around $2,000, and then the optic system is $2,500. I think it is worth it to get the optic system because red dots are just the best on carry guns, and if you're not shooting a red dot on your pistol, you're missing out. It makes shooting so much easier, so much better, and just it's a pleasure. So the optics ready version is $2,500, and I know it's $500, but no doubt I still think it's worth spending the $500 extra to get something that's optics ready. Now, the comparison I'm going to do to this as far as size is going to be a Glock 17. Please do not think I'm comparing the quality of a Glock 17 to a Staccato P. I am not. They are very different guns for very different uses. But most people know what size the Glock 17 is, so if I compare it to a very common gun like that, you'll at least know roughly what size this Staccato P is. So they're both 8 inches long. The width without the safeties is pretty much the same. The Glock is 5.5 inches, the Staccato is 5.6, and the Glock is definitely lighter because it's all polymer or more polymer. It's at 22 ounces. So obviously this gun is heavier, which is could be a drawback, but it clearly shoots significantly nicer than the Glock 17, that is for sure. The one thing I did forget to go over during this review was how nice the case is from Staccato. Normally I don't get into cases because they're not usually worth it, but this zipper case is so nice, I would actually use this if this was my pistol and take it back and forth to the range with it. This front pouch here has a ton of different things in there between different recoil springs, your manual, has the fiber optic replacement if you need to replace the fiber optic or if you want a different color on there. There's a sticker in here. There's all sorts of goodies there in the front pocket. On this front flap is a spot for all of your magazines. It stores them very nice, very secure. Built for heroes, made in Texas, or made in America, made in Texas. And then here is where your pistol goes. It has two straps to strap your pistol down. So even the case is very nicely done and nicely thought out. So before you go, let's talk about some pros. I think the overall fit and finish and quality of this pistol is going to be the biggest pro for me. If you haven't handled a nicer 1911 or a nicer 2011 like this, you at least understand why they're more expensive. It may not be for you, but at least you'll understand why this thing is over $2,000. The aesthetics are top notch. Like I said earlier, I think this is the most aesthetically pleasing pistol on the market that's made right now. If you disagree, too bad. No, if you disagree, drop it in the comment. Let me know which one you think is better. Aesthetics is great. Serrations are great. The optic system is good. I kind of wish you could put an RMR on there directly instead of the Delta loophole because the loophole isn't bad, but the RMR is significantly more durable, and that's still the gold standard for pistol red dots. The trigger is excellent. I love the trigger. I wouldn't change anything about it. I know other pistols are lighter, but again, being this is a duty type pistol, I would not want the trigger to be any lighter. The grip's good, the magazines are great, reliability's good. I have no complaints really with the Staccato. My only con that I have is going to be the slide release. Surprise, surprise. That's the one of the few things I do complain about these guns. Again, I understand 2011s, in 1911s, this is the way they're designed and the way it is. I just like to use that as a slide release with the thumb on my strong hand, and I can't do it with these pistols. Would it stop me from carrying and shooting one of these? Absolutely not. If this was my gun, I can't believe I'm going to say this. If this was my gun, I would probably get rid of my VP9. I would probably get rid of my P10C and my VP9 SK, and I would use this gun exclusively for home defense, competitions, concealed carry, and anything else I need to do with a pistol. This would probably be my go-to gun. The only other one I would carry once in a while is my Sig P365, because it's smaller and compact, and whether it be a beach day or running or something, this gun's a little big for those option. So a very good jack of all trades, either this gun or the Staccato C Duo. The Staccato C is just a little bit smaller than this. Either one of those could be very, very good for a gun that you can fill multiple roles. Before you guys go, let me thank Staccato. Even though they didn't lend me this pistol, it came from my buddy JC Actual here. I want to thank them for inviting me to be part of the Staccato library. And over here in the next couple months, we should see some good reviews of some Staccato pistols coming up. Also, let me thank JC Actual again, because this is his pistol, and he was nice to let me borrow it for a few weeks so I could show you. So thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you are looking to support the channel, there is many ways to do so, but the best way is to support me on Patreon. If you're able to give just a few dollars per month, it really helps offset some of the cost of running a YouTube channel, especially ammo. If you are not willing or able to support me on Patreon, that is a-okay. Just please keep the likes and the comments coming, because they really help me out. Now, if you want to see what reviews I have coming out next, please consider subscribing to the channel. This way you will hopefully get notified when I come out with a new video. If you want to see what those videos are in real time, consider following me on Instagram or on Facebook. Last but not least, let me quickly thank my 3 channel sponsors here: M2 Tactical Solutions for your Kydex gear, Howling Beard Company for your beard care needs, and Breakthrough Clean for all of your firearm cleaning needs. One last time, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time. Peace. I can't get this one down.